Section 10.1 Conics. So take a look at this. This is the first thing we're going to talk about here. Is this point right here is called the vertex. And this is the vertex of what we call a double right cone. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about here is this line. If I draw a line here, from here to here, that line is called the generator, because I can take this line and I can rotate it around, and when I rotate it around, I would get these two right cones. So it's the first thing to understand here. So along with this, essentially what we're going to study is when we take a look at these planes that cut it right here, okay, those planes that cut it are called conic sections. Now those conic sections are what we're going to be concerned about for the next 3 sections after this. So if I take this slice here, notice what this gives me if I kind of lay it out for you. So here it is. So we notice we get this circle. So if I have a plane cutting it in such a way that it's perpendicular to this axis, or I can think of it as a horizontal plane, would give me these circles that we see to the right here. So that's the first one, a circle, and that's why it says down below, a circle. Now the next one we're going to talk about is this one here. This one, notice it's tilted. So this one's tilted here on an angle. And notice what this is going to result in. So if I draw this to the right, take a look at this. This is going to give us. And this is what we call an ellipse. So if you look at that, it's kind of like an oval, right? But that's what we call an ellipse. Now this is just one type we can see of the ellipse. Now notice it's more, it's longer actually, this on the x-axis. So they would call that a horizontal ellipse. And then take a look at this one. This is also one that we could have. And this one here is a vertical ellipse. So if I tilted it more towards the front of this thing here, it could give me something that would look similar to that. So now the next conic we're going to look at is, so this one here will give us a parabola. Now notice here that this angle right here is going to be the same that we would see here if it intersected with the plane here. So when it's the same, I get this parabola. So take a look at this. And we're all familiar with these. Parabolas, we've graphed these for some time now. But we have an addition to this one here, and that is the sideways parabola. And this is the other one we're going to deal with now. Now keep in mind here, just like with these can go downward. With this one, instead of it opening to the right, this one could also open to the left. Given a different equation, of course, for both of those. But that's just something else for us to think about. So it's not always going to go the same way. And then also, we can even take it off of there and shift it way up here or move it around in any way, shape, or form. So that's going to be the nice thing about these as we talk about them more later. So now the last one we're going to talk about is hyperbola. And this is the last one we're going to talk about now. Notice this angle here. This plane actually intersects both the upper and the lower right cone. And what this is going to give us is, when we actually flatten that out, is something like this. Now this is just one type again. Now keep in mind here, we can move this thing up, we can move it down. So this middle point here might not always be 0, 0. It could be 10, 10 or 9, 8 or negative this and negative that. It could be all kinds of different values for that. So that not only do we have them going upward and downward, which this would be a vertical one, we also have these running horizontally, and that's what this would be here. This second one here would be a horizontal one. This one here would be a vertical hyperbola. So we have 2 different hyperbolas that we're going to be dealing with as well. And we're going to find out the distances between those and pretty much everything about them that could give us all the different characteristics of each of the graphs. So there they are. That's just a simple breakdown of the conics. Now we're going to get into those in the next few sections in great detail.